Who is it?
Hello.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Hi, hot dog.
Bye-bye.
Bye, hot dog.
1,000 years.
Okay, bye. Hello, and welcome to, where am I? Dead Dodge Garage Super Boring Sunday Special, I believe. How's everybody doing? That might be a record number of people hanging out before I ever actually started the thing. Hey, Ross. I don't know who this week's surprise guest will be. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. That's what makes it a surprise. How's it going, Noburay? Late. Right on time as usual, I believe is what we normally say. Donnie is here. Hello, Donnie. Hello, Fitz. How's it going? Ugh. What is good in the hood? I don't know who that is. How's it going, Rich? What is up? Donnie's in the mood for chili dogs. Does anybody have any chili dogs? I don't. I could probably find one and mail it to you. Oh, yeah. The flavor of the day. I've only got a couple of these left. The Western Cider Poor Farmer from the land of many mountains. Made in Montana. Found in a gas station. Pretty great. Found that on the last day of my road trip that went well. Anyway. I'm sure you've all seen the video by now. Definitely seeing a few comments about it, which we will get to. But I went on some crazy road trip. I flew to Chicago, drove a Charger back, drove 1,800 miles in the Charger, which was great, except the road trip was supposed to be 2,400. Lovejoy is here and fighting a rope seal. Well, that's special. I put a rope type rear main seal in the 440 for the toolbox Charger. It's the first one I've ever installed. We'll see how that goes. Conditions definitely weren't ideal. Polo! Bonjour, Functional Histories. How's it going? Functional Histories wants corn dog too. I saw your recent video doing Jed's Charger, right? Yeah, that was cool. I liked it. You make some quality stuff. The models and the videos. If you guys haven't seen Functional Histories, go check out their channel. Basically, they do little versions of YouTube cars, which is awesome. And I'm a YouTuber with cars. So, yeah, pay attention to that. That might be important. Stacy is here. How's it going, Stacy? Bob as well. Woo! Sunday fun day. Good evening, Bob. How's it going? Elvis has entered the building. I don't know if we can quite say I'm going the viral. That video has gotten 10.7 thousand views in the real green machines. Oh, yeah. Yes, it is a 4-speed car. Someone recognizes Tom's 4-speed car in the background. This is a 68 Fury hardtop. And said he tried to buy it. Going viral, no. When it gets like 500,000, then we'll be somebody. But yeah, almost 11,000 views over the weekend so far. That's pretty dang good for me. You may have noticed I didn't put out a second video today. First off, that video took days to edit and get together. And I had a feeling I wouldn't be able to top it. So I figured, yeah, we'll just do that. I have like, I can't even tell you. Well, I can actually. Hold on. There's that one. There are 2 Barracuda videos coming, 2 Valiant videos coming, different CUDA, Challenger update, 2 engine builds, a Ford, a Studebaker, a Bel Air, my 64 Power Wagon, and there's like 3 or 4 more partials in here. It's crazy. It's all crazy. So there's plenty of content. It's just time. And yeah, I kind of thought maybe one really good, really long video would do for this weekend. Yay! Functional Histories is sitting on the porch, in the porch, eating ice cream with the old lady. Excellent. Ross said that. Oh, good Lord. Bell James is with us again. It says, greetings from stormy OK. Golf ball sized hail last PM. Glad I'm not there. Roosters heard that on the porch. No. Where'd the other one go? No, the one on the porch I like half wrote on the spot, and then it's also that one I wrote some time ago. That other song that I'm always playing is actually not an original. A couple people recognized it the very first time I used it, which was awesome. It's a song from the Cowboy Bebop, the anime, original soundtrack, and it's fantastic. Super great song. It's called Forever Broke, and I just align with that spiritually, emotionally, on every level. So that song's very special to me. Hopefully they don't mind that I keep playing it. But yeah, I'm sure you guys noticed I did stop and visit Rooster on this road trip. I think we're probably going to have him on next week because I basically completely neglected comments last week. I thought maybe we'd have just a normal live stream where I try to get to everything that's going on. So that's what we're going to do. But I think we'll be seeing Rooster again next week. But yeah, it was awesome. Got to his place at 4 a.m. on last Saturday. Got 4 hours of sleep or something. Checked out all of his stuff, fixed the charger there. He made me brunch. Drove me around to get parts. We randomly found a 68 charger, which was amazing. Anyway, it was a good time. And playing music on the porch and hanging out with his dogs. Super awesome. Obviously very appreciative for the hospitality and the landing spot. So yeah, we'll be chatting with Rooster again probably next week. Stacy says, that was my best video yet. Such adventure. Thanks, Stacy. I thought it was quite a good one. It was kind of like, I don't know. It's maybe the quintessential DDG. It's just like all of the elements that make the channel what it is, all rolled into one big, humongous video. So anyway, I enjoyed it. So thank you. Brent Fortes, I just drove almost 2,000 mile blues. I still had to drive all the miles. It's just the charger was on the trailer for the last 600. Stage Zero Jason says, great music for the charger trip video. Yes, I thought so. Donnie, no, this is not a 335. This started out as a 335 copy. It's actually an Elica brand. I thought I had a name stickered on this one. A lot of my guitars have names stickered to cover the embarrassing manufacturer names. But anyway, this started out as a 335 copy, and I had it turned into a casino copy, but with the chrome dog ears. My friend Quinn did this. He custom did the pick guard. He did the neck setup, fret job, and of course, he put the Bigsby on it. And he plugged the holes where the old hardtail was. It's roller bridge. Yeah, I love this thing. It's kind of my go-to slide guitar. Just, Elica, cheap, nothing special, 335 knockoff. But with all of that done, it became something quite good indeed. Of course, I always play slide on that guitar because hollow body, it's perfect. So I'm pretty sure I've ruined the fret job he put on it several times over. John Donati, well, that was a bad one. Says hello from Chesterfield, Virginia. Hello from Aberdeen, Washington. Functional History's phone is nearly dead. Gonna go watch in the shop in a few. Be back in a bit. All right. Hey, while he's doing that, I'm going to say, oh, Functional Histories might be the surprise. I had this idea today. It's crazy. Of course, our good friend, the other DDG, does live streams with many people all the time. But I was thinking I'll do one where it's just rapid fire guests. We'll have a guest on for like 10 minutes, and then we'll kick him off, and we'll go to the next one. It was something Rooster said. 10, 15 minutes, I think, is all, because you're not going to have the time. Yeah, let's do that, but with like everybody. Anyway, guest roulette. It's crazy. It's just crazy enough to work. John Ionetta, I believe, is with us again. It says hello from Toronto, Canada. Hello from Aberdeen, Washington. Oh, and what I was going to say is, while he's doing that, hit like on the live stream if you would do that, because it does stuff for the thing with the deal. You're helping me in my quest for global domination, etc. All that kind of stuff. Oh, hell yeah. Howdy, Dan. How's it going? And hello, Brian, as well. David Biznett is here and says, enjoyed the long haul video. Great looking 69. Yes, I liked that quite a bit. Functional Histories could well be the surprise sometime soon. HDF2 is with us again. It says, what up, DDG? Awesome vid taking the charter for an adventure. Reminds me of my buddies driving all over in our old cars. You never know what you're going to find on going on under the hood on the road. Yep. Nice. Nobere says, Nick is a YouTube lawyer who starts everything late. Who's Nick? I don't understand that reference. Fitz says, incredible video. Makes one long for adventure. Yes. There is adventure out there to be had. See America. If you can do it in a 69 Dodge Charger, I highly recommend that. But, Toyota Corolla is pretty good too. Rocket Tom says there are 3 deer out in the field right now. Nice. Sounds delicious. Also, yeah, Tom dragged home a 77 Dodge D200 crew cab, factory 440 truck today. You can bet you'll be seeing that on the channel coming up. Not a 1-barrel. Oh, yeah, Lovejoy messaged me. One of Lovejoy's friends was like, I'm pretty sure it's a 1-barrel on a 318. No, they were always 2 barrels. Chrysler V8. To my knowledge, I don't think any Chrysler V8 ever had a 1-barrel. It would have been a 2-barrel in varying sizes and form factors and such. But as far as I know, there is no 1-barrel Chrysler V8. So Lovejoy won on that one. Cal the Destroyer is with us again. It says, drinking margaritas, thinking about buying a 440 with the money I don't have. Well, a Slant 6 is just like a 440 in many regards. So keep on keeping on, my friend. Margarita sounds good. We haven't done margaritas in a while. We used to just have the margarita supplies in stock, ready to go all the time. Damn it. Donnie says, you put a lot of work and time in that video. You should be super proud. It did very well. We've watched it 3 times so far. See something new every time. Wow. I've watched it 4 times through editing it, and I got bored. So I'm glad people do seem to be sticking around. It's getting tons of playtime. It's got more hours than like anything that I've ever done, especially in this period of time. Which is great because I get paid for that. But I literally fell asleep while editing it twice, just out in the middle sections, the driving sections. But I also was there, so I knew what was going to happen. So I'm sure that's a little bit different. Ross says, should have had a pool on. Oh, but I am very proud indeed. And again, 10,000 views in a day and a half. I'm hopeful that that video goes on to do all kinds of things, and maybe this is my big break or whatever. Ross says, should have had a pool on what was going to fail. I never would have guessed major engine failure. Okay, here's the thing. I don't think it actually is major. I think it's a head gasket blown into the valley. Compression's going out, and then crankcase oil is going back in, and that's the smoke. And you saw it puffing out the breather hole there. I've seen that twice, I think, at least twice. So yeah, going back and looking at it, especially doing the video, I actually noticed a little noise very much like that way early on. I noticed it when I first heard it running. I noticed it at Rooster's place. I kind of thought it was a loose spark plug or a teeny tiny exhaust leak, but it may have been doing that a little bit when I first picked it up, and then it just got worse. And there was a clip I didn't even remember taking, noticing that it was smoking a little bit out of that left side. And that was about half an hour, 45 minutes of driving before the stuff hit the fan and streaked all down the highway. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a gasket, pretty sure it had been leaking and it just decided to let go. Of course, when you've got fire and you've got a little leak, the fire is going to act like a blowtorch and it's going to try and go right through whatever that is. So that's my guess. We are going to find out. We're going to tear into it as soon as we get a chance. Of course, we've got other jobs to finish and what have you. But yeah, you're going to find out right there with the rest of us. So I'm very much looking forward to that. But yeah, the water pump, I could have bet on that. And honestly, in the first highway stretch, an hour and a half down the road or something is when it started squealing. Or maybe it was a little more than that, 2 hours down the road. And I showed it on camera. The belt wasn't actually loose. So here's the question. Was the water pump starting to drag right then? And I just got another 2.5 days of driving out of it? Or did the water pump fail because I reefed it trying to get it to stop squealing because there was actually another issue? The world may never know. But it would make sense. I checked it before I ever left with the car and it wasn't loose. So yeah. Fuel pump, zero surprise there. Zero surprise. Carburetor problems, no surprise. Yeah, it's a 318. It should be fine. We're going to find out. Very good. Gary Hergert says, Tom delivered the Valiant this morning. It pleases me. If you guys didn't see the post announcing the live stream today, I put up a lineup of 3 green Mopars. Excuse me again. Oh, that's horrible. And the middle one is kind of an amazing car. Hold on. Hang on. Gary Hergert just bought it. I'm in love with it, which is a problem. It's really becoming a problem around here. Of course, I already have one of these. Mine's a 67, but it doesn't look like that. And it sure doesn't have that under the hood. And that's all I'm going to say. There's a video on that, obviously, because we had to revive it, clean it up, go for a test drive. Worked out pretty well. Tire smoke happened. And I considered releasing that today. Then I started doing another one, and then I just gave up entirely. So that's where we're at. But yeah, that car's awesome. You guys are going to love it. Tony Sears is here and says, hey, hello, and howdy from South Dakota. How's it going there? Man, I just went through there. I loved South Dakota, the Black Hills and what have you. I really liked it. I liked Montana too, but then it wouldn't let me leave, and I wasn't so excited anymore. But yeah, I thought South Dakota was awesome. Never been there before. Really cool. How's it going, Lee Houston? Yo, Bropar. Tim M is here and says, hello from Poconos, Pennsylvania. I love that Charger. Yeah, me too. That's a cool car. Everyone keeps telling me to keep both. I don't think they know what Chargers cost. I can't afford both. I could barely afford to keep the one I have. Snowmonk VX is here and says, DDG, what up? Another Sunday, another streaming special, another video, another road trip across the country, normal stuff, Oh, we are back in my studio, by the way. It's finally inhabitable again, so that's nice. I even played a computer game for like an hour and a half. Haven't done that for a while. Started working on prepping our camper. We're going on a little road trip next weekend. And this is your early warning. I don't believe I will be live streaming next Sunday. Oh, crap. That's going to be a problem. How am I going to have Rooster on if I'm not here? All right. We're going to have to play that by ear. My wife's birthday is Tuesday, and we're going to leave town for some days. So yeah, should be fun. Anyway, Dan says road trip vid was about an hour, a lot of edit time, and it turned out great. Yes, thank you. That one started out, it ended up an hour and 6 or something. It started out, I never got an actual total because I edited it in sections, but I believe it was an hour 30 to an hour 40 of footage. So that means I cut out a third of what I had. I had a ton more driving footage, just clips and stuff, and I decided to keep the story moving. It was probably best to limit that. There's a lot of cool scenes in there. I think it's awesome. I've seen a lot of road trip videos, and they don't usually look quite like the way I did it. So hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully the YouTube populace at large enjoys it. This is kind of how I like to do things. Quick clips. That's my channel. So it seems to work pretty well. Guts and Glory 1 is here and says, hiya, how's it going? And then said, LOL, just watched the video, your haircut and shave. Rockin'. Yeah, I shaved right before the road trip. So this beard has been to, Chicago and back. The weather is starting to change. It's probably time to grow it back. Someone said wait till 20,000. I don't know. We'll see. I'm too lazy to keep up with it. So yeah, I guess the beard's coming back. The hair's not. I'm not doing that. Cal the Destroyer says, Power Wagon! Yeah, I had a video out on that last week, and lots of people seem to like that as well. Good evening, Dan Berg. How's it going? Apologies, Dan. I wasn't able to link up with you. I'm sure if you saw the video I released yesterday, you know why. I didn't end up going through Spokane until 1 a.m. What? Midnight? I'm not sure, but it was really late. I didn't get home till almost 6. So, yeah. Oh, Rocket Tom says there's a steep learning curve to YouTube. Yes, there absolutely is, but at least you've got some help. Yes, great score indeed. HGF2 says Cowboy Bebop, awesome show. Yes, seriously. And I've never seen the live action movie. I've heard it's a mistake, so I probably won't. But yeah, the animated series is awesome. Just great TV. If you're into that kind of thing, if you're not against the anime and you haven't seen Cowboy Bebop, it is excellent. The writing is just fantastic. The score, the art, just the idea of it. I really, really like that show. I don't have any Cowboy Bebop toys. I've got a Gundam, but I don't have any Cowboy Bebop stuff. I do have Frank Zappa. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, if you're into the anime, check out Cowboy Bebop. That is a great show. Absolutely awesome. There's something I've been meaning to show you, and I'm already behind on comments quite a bit. By the way, still playing the Dead Dodge Garage drinking game. I'm sure some of you are as well. Some of you have probably tapped out by now and are in recovery. So welcome to the meeting. Anyway, I never got to show this. I meant to, and then I left it in this room, and then the Great Fleet Apocalypse happened. This is the crew cab that I restored and wired and built the engine, etc., etc., etc. I didn't paint it. My friend Mike painted it, but that is the crew cab. I did videos on it. It's finally back home in Arizona. That reminds me, I need to call him. He called me while I was broken down or something on the road. Or maybe he called me during the last live stream. Something like that. Anyway, but this is the LMC truck catalog as of July 25 through October 23rd. The Dodge truck one. And a truck I restored is on it, which is awesome. And it's so stupid because I got this before I posted the last video on the truck, but I forgot to put this in it. I'm the best at everything. Joel Shooter is with us and says, hey, Jamie, couldn't have written a better show. Thank you very much. I don't know if I wrote it so much as just documented it. Obviously, I had a bit of a vision with the introduction and, my filmography and music and what have you. But yeah, I think it worked out pretty well. So thank you. David, I actually don't know any Gary Moore. I play my own type of blues, which has various influences, which could be named. But yeah. Guts and Glory 1 also says, had to sell my Mopar toys many years ago. Much sad. Wish I could get some of them back. Yeah, I hear you there. I've lost a couple that I wish I could get back as well. But I do have my fair share of decent cars. So, not bad. I have a lot of people's dream cars. The Demon 340 is one. My Charger, obviously, tons and tons of people love that thing. I'm trying to get the light. That might be better. And the Power Wagon, the 48 Power Wagon. Lots of people really want one of those. So I am very, very lucky in that regard. Cave Dave says, hey, Jamie, just got back from No Name Nationals. It was a lot of fun. Good turnout. Yeah, awesome. Yet again, I would have loved to have done that, but with what I was doing last weekend, I just had to make a decision. Plus, No Name, if I'm going to go do that, I would like to take my car, and that's like just insanely expensive in fuel and what have you. I did get an invitation from Just Mopar Joe to fly in and drive out there with him. He said he needed someone in the in the hangout spot with the picking the guitar, which I would have loved to have done. We've got to link up on that one of these days. Funny enough, No Name is kind of sort of why I started the channel. I'd wanted to for a long time. It was just one of those things that I'll get to that someday. And then the whole 500 subscriber thing happened, and I thought I could do a YouTube channel. I think I could do a decent YouTube channel. And so I got started. I passed 500. Awesome. Then I learned how far away Sykeston is from me and went, okay, I won't be doing that. But the channel continued to grow, and here we are now. Oh, yeah, Rooster was on Dust Devil Garage's live today anyway, so 1 DDG a day. Yeah, it seems pretty good. And obviously, you can pop over to Dust Devil's channel later and check out the video with Rooster, and he made a guest appearance there. Dan Berg said, if you would have stopped by, I could have hooked up some coffee and cupcakes. Yeah, apologies. It's just, and that would have been great. But like I say, it was middle of the night. We were trying to make some miles. Evan and I were cannonballing to just get home. I probably could have slowed it down a little bit, but it was time to go home. I am planning to do more trips in the future, so I'm sure we'll have opportunity to do that, Dan. Martin D is here and says, Jamie, rewatched your video on GM HEI conversion. We'll be doing it on my 71B. Oh, you've got a 71B? That's awesome. However, what do you mean about TACs not liking the GM module, as I want to keep my original TAC? Did I actually talk about that with the HEI? MSD ignition has a problem with the TAC. I'm not sure if the HEI will. Your mileage may vary. There's a TAC signal conversion board, little chippy thingy MSD makes. In fact, other companies may have them as well. Different signal, square wave versus saw wave or whatever. The factory TACs are kind of particular about what signals they're good with. So I don't know that would be a problem. I don't really remember covering that in that video, but with some aftermarket ignition systems, the factory Mopar TAC just doesn't work. So, and worst case is you get one of those little TAC conversion module thingies. It should work just fine. I've done them before. Mostly Mopar made it at last. Been performing a wedding and talking about hot rods. Nice. Well, that all sounds pretty good, but welcome to it. Glad to have you. 93 of you out there now. It seems unlikely I will ever catch up with the comments, but I will try. Excuse me. Thanks for joining me. And if you haven't hit like on the stream, go ahead and do that. Jason says, guest roulette sounds awesome, especially with the time limits. Yeah, we'd have to set a timer. I feel like I have like one of those sand thingies somewhere. Anyway, we'd set a timer. We'd have to like speed run questions, and that'd be pretty fun. Sounds like it could be a whole show all by itself. Yeah, me too, Dan. Thanks. And nobody died. Logan Baumgartner is here and says, I'm super stoked to catch a live for the first time. I'm currently trying to rebuild a Holly 1945 off a 79 Volare while watching. Now, if only I could find a complete diagram of one. That shouldn't be too hard to come up with. The good news is that is a really simple carburetor. Get out of here. And there's an external diagram. Yeah, I'm not quickly seeing the carb kit one. Oh, here it is. Is that 19? Yeah, that's 1945. Carbs Unlimited has it. I just Googled Holly 1945 diagram. I was able to find one. But yeah, the good thing about that carb is it is really simple. I like the 1945. The 1920 is the bane of my existence, but the 1945 is great. most all the rebuilding you have to do, unless it's really, really crusty, is needle and seat, pull the top plate off, try to save the gasket. But if you got a kit, there you go. Of course, if you have a kit, you should have a diagram. Anyway, clean out the bowls, blow through the needles. Hopefully the diaphragm's good, and away you go. Brent Forte says, are you going to see what the chances are on that 70 Dart in the abandoned yard? Unfortunately, the guy passed away. There's nothing coming out of that yard. And it's so far away from me. I have this thing, distance versus cost, whatever. We've talked about that before. I'm probably not going to go after that. Just seems highly unlikely. No, Beret says, Nick Recchietta is Nick. You didn't know who he was the first time I mentioned either. Well, I still don't. Recchietta Law. Minnesota lawyer, owner of Recchietta Law, discusses legal topics, breaks down lawsuits, often over scotch. Well, I like him already. All right, might have to check him out. I don't remember you mentioning him the first time, but I don't really remember things well at all. A Minnesota lawyer and owner of Recchietta Law. All right. Got it. I might remember now. Maybe not, but it's possible. All Classics Restoration is with us again and says, happy Sunday, Jamie and DDG gang. Glad your trip went well. I'll be watching the video tonight. Awesome. Yeah, you got to have some time for that. Rich Jordan says, see the USA with your Dodge LA. Did. Done. Well, some of it. 7 states. Not bad. BD Studio says, drove my 72 Challenger home 251 miles a few months ago. The trip went smooth, and then the very next day, the throttle cable snapped. Nice. That's a good one. I drove my Charger home 300 miles. On the way from the guy's house to my grandma's house, I lost all lighting, blew a fuse, realized I had no wipers. The headlights were worthless. That was tough. Also, it was puking oil. I somewhat fixed it, but it puked oil for a really long time. I think it still leaks. That's fine. It's better. Stuff happens. Also, I snapped the throttle cable on my Demon the first time I tried driving it out to Rocket. That was fun. Yep. Zip ties. Zip ties. Mechanics is here. Good evening, Mechanics. How's it going? Rooster needs pie. Me too. Hopefully you enjoyed the rest of my pizza. John Donati says, I'd love to have a month or two to check out many of the small towns across the U.S. Looks like you went through some great little towns. Yes. Deer Lodge is one of my favorites. That's a great place. I just really like it. A lot of the small little dots on the map in that area because there's still old stuff around. And like I said in the video, we just don't get that here. I mean, they're bulldozing old brick buildings downtown for fun. Pave paradise, put up a parking lot or whatever. It's just, we need a bigger transit station. We need a welcome center. Oh, never mind. We bulldozed the one remaining wooden building from the early 1900s that survived the fire. And now it's an empty lot. Thanks. Anyway, so I like other parts of America for that. It's just a different thing. You still have the old main drags, the old, frontier town fronts, the things. It's awesome. I like that a lot. Oh, hello. I'm going to say hi to everybody.
Hello.
Ava's here. You want to tell the people what you've been working on?
Roblox game.
Yeah, she's making games in Roblox now. Hey, I have a question. Why are your lips blue?
Okay.
Wow. Incredible. And coffee, but I don't know what that means. Guts and Glory 1. Love your 68. Any plans on bodywork to fix the little pimples that are showing? Yes. Here's the thing. It's a Charger. I knew that going in. I saw the repairs and the spots that it has, and, that's fine. Yes, dear.
I want to play the piano.
Ah! Live stream time's not a good time for playing piano. We can definitely do that again. Now that we can come in this room again, it's no longer dead to us. But live stream time's not a good time for that. But yeah.
Is it a good time for this?
Ah! No, it's not. Please don't do that again. Jesus, her drum set's over there. Jeez. All right. No drums. No drums. Live stream time is not drum time. I will fight you. Don't drum on your... Don't drum on your head. That's a bad idea. Ah! Don't drum on my head. Okay. Why don't you go do your thing?
Your drum.
You're clearly way too excited about life right now.
Yo, bibbidi bobbidi doo.
Nice. Oh, pie and coffee. Nice. Got it. Anyway, yeah, so someday, so it's a Charger. I knew that. Someday it's going to need a good bit of metal. All around the left side wheel well. There have been repairs on the right side. They're better hidden. The left side, not so much. It's very blistery, and it's only getting worse. No, Ava, no. I can't live stream with you drumming. Cannot do that. Too loud. Anyway, yeah, so someday that's going to happen. And my genius plan, unfortunately, I'm going to have to peel the top off, which sucks because it's in nice shape, but it is delaminating and there are rust bubbles under it. Okay, bye.
Bye.
So yeah, someday I will do all the metal on it. It's not going to be too bad. No floors, no trunk floor, just little spots in the window surround under the vinyl top there. And in the bottom, mostly driver's side. And then I have an idea that I might have to flat black it for a while because I've always wanted to do that. And yeah, it's the wrong color red anyway. So I think I'll do the metal piece by piece, get the body knocked out, do the hot rod thing for a while, and then eventually get it painted. I do know a good painter or two. So it's the wrong shade of red anyway. It's supposed to be a darker red. So yeah, someday I will do that. I'm hoping that's 5+ years in the future. I don't know. It'll happen someday. I know it needs it, and that's fine. There's plenty of other little stuff to deal with in the meantime. And it's liberating because I can still enjoy it. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it looks pretty damn good, and everyone loves it. And I don't have to worry about it so much. I mean, if the paint gets chipped, which it has, it's going to get redone anyway. So that's a good feeling. It's a nice car, but it's not too nice. And once it's painted, it might be too nice. So yeah, for now, I'm just going to enjoy it. Stacy says, guess roulette is a phenomenal idea. I think it is. Tumbleweed77 dropped in and said, hello, everyone. Hello, Tumbleweed77. And hello, Disco Mobile. How's it going, everybody? 95 of you out there now. Thank you very much for joining me here. And yeah, do the likey thingy on the stream if you don't mind. And I think we're doing okay on questions. So if you have any questions, comments about the road trip video, that kind of thing, feel free to drop them and I will get to them in a while. Donnie says, please don't sell corn dog for the 69. It's corn dog. Where did I put the other corn dog? Damn it. I think I lost the extra corn dog. It's around somewhere. Anyway, I have a tiny dinosaur and a duck. No, I decided I'm not going to do that. It was an idea. I liked the 69. It drives nicer than my car, but my car's pretty good. It needs some stuff anyway. So it's not a huge deal. I will take care of the stuff on my car. The funny thing to me is the number of people that said, sell your 68, get the 69, and then swap the 383 into it. I have a numbers matching 383 car. Why would I do that? It's just silly. The 69 is great in many ways. The paint job is beautiful. It's also not perfect. It's really good. But as we've discussed, there's no such thing as perfect. So, yeah. The 69 is really cool. It's a great car. I like it a lot. If I could have both, I'd have both. But I can't. I'm not playing on that level. I'm not even in that sport. So the fact that I have the 68 alone is a miracle. And no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep the 68. I'm going to work through it bit by bit. And then, yeah, eventually I imagine it will get painted. R.I.P. Donnie's dogs. Did I knock on wood? Didn't mean to. Maybe it was when Ava was drumming. Stan Nelson says, LOL, corn dog short. Yeah, good stuff. Bell James says, maybe head bolts didn't get proper torque. That's a possibility. Yeah, whatever it is, I do think the head gasket lifted toward the top and it torched through one. And it'll be interesting to see if it was head bolt torque or anything like that, or maybe, head didn't sink down evenly. It'll be multiple cylinders, probably. I know it's on that one side. It's a full dual exhaust system. There was only smoke on the driver's side. So we're going to see it right there. I'm fairly certain it's going to be that gasket. But we'll see. Rooster says, yep, and whiskey in the coffee like a good Irishman. Damn them Scots and their GM debauchery. Irishmen. Yeah. I learned at Rooster's place he can't tell the two apart. Mark Meredith is here and says hello from the UK. Hello, Mark. How's it going there? Joel Shooter says 400 CI can look like a 383. Sure can. It's literally identical except for a number and the balancer. Yes. So here's the thing about that. 68 Roadrunner coming to this channel eventually. My brother's still finishing the metal on that. Once the metal is done and we get it in some paint, it's going to come over here, and we're putting a 400 and an automatic in that car. And yeah, no one is going to know it's a 400 unless they really try. Stacy says that Valiant of Gary's is awesome. Yes, I really, really like it. Brewster says someone is forgiven, kinda. Might be me, not sure. BD Studios says gorgeous Valiant. Yeah, it is such a cool car. So again, there's a video coming on that. That'll be next weekend now. And again, just in case you didn't catch this announcement the first time around, we will be leaving town for some days for my wife's birthday. It is highly unlikely that I will be live streaming next Sunday. I'll try to make an announcement with a post to confirm that, but we're going to have better things going on, basically. Oh, Rooster's cussing Johnny out for his HEI conversion. Yeah. Fully Auto is here again with us. I recognize that name from a while back and says hello from South Carolina. How's it going there, Auto? Great Halloween costume or greatest Halloween costume? My brother's comment is, you may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like. Jesus. Yeah. Guts and Glory says, yeah, video was long and full of greatness. Yeah, there were a lot of good points in there. There's a lot of stuff packed into that video that I'm really proud of. And I briefly had the thought, maybe I could break this up into a series, but nah, it just makes the most sense as it is. And there are plenty of other channels that do long form videos of that type. So I decided to stick with it, do the one big feature, and I'm glad I did. Hi. Did you bring snacks?
Maybe.
Can I have a couple chips? Did you notice her outfit change? Thank you. I needed that. You even smell different. What did you put on perfume?
No. Not my perfume. Mom hates that.
Yeah, I know she does. Thank you. I needed that. I'm glad you sensed a disturbance in the force and brought me snacks.
I changed my outfit to a comfy outfit.
Nice.
Super duck.
Super duck. Cozy outfit time. Sounds good to me. I should have changed into my cozy outfit. But I was too busy shooting people in my computer game.
What?
Anyway, thanks, Guts and Glory. Snowmonk has a question. DDG question. All right. I scored a 1967 383 long block. Unknown internals, but it spins free. Should I seek an external or internal balance flex plate for a 727? Internal, you need a neutral balance. All 383s are neutral balance. There will be no external balance weight. Internal balance engine, all 383s. 400s are external, although I've seen some that aren't. I don't know if it's factory or if people have transplanted the forged 383 crank in and balanced it to match. I don't know. But yeah, 400s tend to be external, are usually external. 383s are not. Ava doesn't know. Versus says, have me on for 10 minutes tonight. This is like Jack Reacher. I can't get my pie. Donnie says it's a one-of-a-kind original video. A Star Was Born. Bell James says, I liked it. Best video yet. I even liked it better than the first 300 video, and that's saying something. Parts for the 300 keep magically appearing. I still have the counterfeit Chrysler heater control valve right here, just waiting its turn. I really thought I was going to be able to put time in on that car a couple weeks ago, but Surprise, surprise. We had to keep working on the Barracuda, and it didn't happen. Yeah. Yep. Steep learning curve indeed for YouTube. I'm happy I hit 250 this weekend. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Donnie just hit 250 subs. Congrats. If you guys haven't yet, go check out Donnie's channel, The Big Wrench Tech, and give him a sub. I'm sure he would appreciate it. He does cool stuff over there. He's a very talented but also very silly individual. Functional Histories is back. But do you have Dweezil? No, but I saw Dweezil live. Zappa Plays Zappa in 2010 in Portland, Oregon. And it was an awesome show. It was so great. I can't stress that enough. He is an amazing player. Really, really is. Tony Sears says, I'm his new best friend. Yeah, I used to have a ton of them. And let's just say I wasn't careful with things as a child. And all the parts disappeared. So recently I got this Burning Gundam. It's in the box. I think it's probably going to stay in the box. And it's here on the shelf, along with cowboy guns, various Hot Wheels type devices, ancient pieces of glass, a Santa hat, a picture of me when I was like 8. Other interesting things, my daughter's artwork, like where she said I'm 100 years old, my superpowers tickling, that sort of stuff. Oh, can't forget, I got a wing car too. You might call my collection of things eclectic. Oh, Stacy says Donnie's channel is awesome. Makes me want to start one, but I only have one project and it's quite uninteresting. Dan's up a lot of the time. That would have been a normal time for me. Well, damn it. Yeah, I guess I should have shot you a message. Like I say, we were just hauling butt trying to get there. Functional Histories can make me some more Mopar toys. Oh, and that's funny. 1970 Plymouth Superbird. Functional Histories only dream car. Well, there it is. The lighting sucks, but there it is. New in package, although it's slightly disintegrating. I might have to send you something when you send me something. We'll see. Tumbleweed77 says, man, I can tell you some stories I've driven across the country. I used to do that kind of thing a lot. As I matured, not so much, but around 2011, 2012, we were driving stuff home all the time. It's just, and often stuff that shouldn't be. But usually not that far afield. We're talking 100 miles or less. We did a lot of that kind of stuff. I mean, we really liked roadkill when we first found it. And the reason is, this is what we do. This is what we've been doing. Like, you could make a TV show out of this. Why did no one tell me that? Yeah. Donnie works on all. Anyway, I'm sure you could. There were some other very interesting cross-country stories in the comments on that video. Steve Ash specifically had some very good ones. Yeah, Rooster says, Donnie's very diverse in his projects. Lots of good content. He's certifiable nuts, but I love him anyway. Yeah, I kind of like the guy. But he works on a lot of different stuff. He's certainly not a Mopar channel. You've got, let's see, an ancient MG. Yes, a 73 satellite called False Advertisement. You've got a Mustang. You've got an airplane golf cart. Motorcycles. There's a lot of stuff going on over there. Woo! Balak wants to know, what is your favorite 727 gasket? Cork, rubber, molded plastic? Oh, is that a real poncho or just a Sears poncho? No fooling. Do I have I don't have a normal tuned guitar next to me. The price of meat has just gone up, and yeah. Anyway, damn it. I usually go for the cork, even though it sucks. The rubber's horrible. Don't do it. The molded plastic with the O-ring that you get from the dealer for the newer transmissions is good, but in some 727s, it does, especially the earlier ones, I think, it doesn't fully seal very well. So I usually go for the cork, and if the pan is questionable in any way, I silicone the pan side. And as with any cork gasket, you torque it, and then you torque it, and then you torque it again and try not to split it. So yeah, it's not a perfect science. The rubber ones, same deal. I end up siliconing them and saying a prayer. I have not had good luck. Sometimes they work, but I like cork. Cork sucks, but it's the devil I know. You know what I mean? Functional histories agrees with Rooster's above statement, judging by the airplane golf cart. And Amy Harville says, now you need to do a trip to Florida. Come see the awesome beaches and Florida man in real life. Yes, I'd love to do that. I couldn't remember what an hourglass is called, so I think we have to drink. Yeah, I saw you made a post about that earlier or recently. I don't know when it was, but I saw the post. My son made me get an 86 Cougar for very cheap. Sat many years, spent the day washing, polishing, then finding it was full of overspray. Rest of the day with the clay removing it. Exhausting, but good content. Rad. I think I mentioned I almost got one of those Cougars once. Would have been kind of cool, but it didn't happen. Would have been a V8 in my life earlier than I ended up getting one. Quite a bit earlier. Timothy Kimura is here and says, hi, DDG. I need some help from you. I got a 68 Valiant 340 automatic. It starts then dies. It has an MSD 6AL box, no ballast resistor. Blue wire has 11.8 volts. When it dies, it has 11.8 volts? What's triggering it? Factory distributor or MSD distributor? Starts and dies. Obviously, that's classic ballast resistor, and you don't have one. I'm sure it's been bypassed. I assume the blue wire is what's powering the box. Your 6A box should also have the main red and black going straight to battery. I'm assuming you have that. So it's kind of weird. On a 68 like that, you should have the blue and brown combined powering that box. The thing is, the brown is for cranking only. The blue, so then it would start, and then it would die without the voltage from the blue. So usually when you don't have the brown and you're running on the blue only, it will crank, and then fire up when you release the key or fire up when you bridge the relay. Donnie just learned this the hard way while wiring an HEI conversion. That's interesting. If you've got 11.8 volts to the trigger wire on the MSD and it's still dying like that, there's something weird going on. I'd be suspicious of the MSD box, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd want to know the voltage while cranking and while releasing from cranking, and just make sure that power is staying there at the trigger wire for the MSD when you release the key. You had it there when you tested it the one time, but maybe this is something I've seen, not in these, but in Hondas. When you release the key, it actually bumps all the way back to off. So that's a thought. Could be a bad ignition switch. It's a thought anyway. Yeah, verify those voltages, and then I'd be suspicious of MSD box or distributor. But again, I am no MSD expert. I know the boxes die periodically, but I don't think you'd get a fire and die. I think it would just be dead. Donnie says, if anybody does the HEI distributor, it hides under a nice air cleaner. Donnie's got the single 4 air grabber air cleaner, the big, humongous oval one that hides one carburetor, and that seems to work pretty well. Green Weenie is debating, we used to have a car named that, debating on whether to buy more crypto or more Cornet parts I need. Well, last I saw, crypto was in the toilet, probably staying in the toilet. I know all the money I had in crypto has gone down by, oh God, I don't know, 800%. So I think I'd go for Cornet parts. They're holding their value pretty well. Dan Berg says, what town near Chicago did you get the car? I don't know. I was raised in the Chicago area. That car is way too clean. It's an Arizona car, and it actually wasn't there for, it was there since 97 or 98 or so, and it's been inside the whole time, and it's done very few miles, and that is why it is still nice. So yeah, Arizona car, very, very nice. I was in the part of Chicago that is almost in the next state over. Damn it, Indiana. I was almost in fact, I went in Indiana to get to the gas station. So I don't know. I have no idea. Rick Nadal says, hashtag DDG. Woo. Stage Zero Jason says, unfortunately, we're coming up on putting away the cars time. Sucks to be a car guy in Wisconsin. Yeah, the rain here is unfortunate, but at least I don't have to worry about what you guys have to worry about. That is a bummer. Hi. Bye. Ava's BFF AJ. Jeeping Mo is here. It says, hello, working on a D100 for our channel. Awesome. Sounds good. Jeeping sounds pretty good too. A friend of mine just got a TJ and I am very jealous. He traded a truck that I traded to him for a TJ. If I'd known that was an option, I would have held on to it myself. What is that?
Cake.
Do I get a bite?
No.
What? Why would you bring cake in here just to not even share?
Fine.
Thank you. All right. I don't need any more. It's going to be dinner time pretty soon here. All right. Here we go.
Story time.
Story time. Yes, Oren Cahoon. Are you planning on an autopsy on the 69th 318? Yes, that is coming. We'll get into it as soon as we can.
I'm just so excited right now.
I can see that. All Classics Restoration says Holly Mo Party videos up on my channel. More to come this week. Yeah, cool. If you haven't checked out All Classics Restoration, go do that. He was at Donnie heard there was cake. Yeah, I'm lucky I got one little bite of it. All Classics Restoration was at Mo Party. I was not. I could have been almost possibly, but glad I didn't go that way now, given how all that worked out.
If Uncle was in here, he'd try to take out a piece of my cake.
Yeah, he's like that sometimes.
Give me the cake.
Mm-hmm.
Or else I will arrest you.
What does that number say? What's that number?
Is that how many people are watching?
Yeah, what's that number?
Oh my goodness! It's 105.
105. That's pretty good. Hey, if you haven't liked the stream, please do that. Feel free to drop your questions, comments, concerns, etc. And I'll get to them when I can. Thanks very much for joining us here. 105. Very close, but you know, the 5 and 0 are the other way. Every time I say this is 100% true. Yeah, see, every time I say how many people are here, the number goes down. It's the weirdest thing in the world.
How many people are here?
101. Ross says Lento's Law is another car-centric YouTube lawyer. Interesting. Okay. This list is getting longer and longer. Somewhat Fast is here and says, you liked a comment I made on Facebook today about the guy that couldn't get his car to run after releasing the key from starting. Yes. Cool. Then if I liked your comment, you done good. Or I think you did anyway. Yeah, you were definitely giving a good advice. I'm always there to approve of other people giving good advice. Obviously, electrical advice, nice. Electrical advice is a big part of what I do in those groups. That and get angry at people for doing it wrong. And I've talked about that a good bit on video.
At my uncle all the time.
I do. Yeah, and he doesn't yell back either. Whoa! All right, I think it's little girl go away time. That means you, Buster. All right, have fun. See you later.
What'd you say?
All right.
You called us a buster.
All right, go away. They're like the little angel and devil on my shoulders, but they're both devils. But you're both devils, I said. All right, go away. Oh, also your Aunt Caitlin says, I live for Ava's chaos. Okay. Enough. Go away. Ava says hi. Anyway, yeah, so funny enough, kind of similar to this other guy that was just, hey, enough. Goodbye. I said good day, sir. Good day. Similar to the guy that I was just talking to. Yeah, crank fires and dies. And of course, he's already done the resistor. Yes, that's the classic sign. I've talked about it in my ignition video, but it doesn't 100% mean that's what it is. So key switch, firewall connector, anything in that circuit. Key switch connector. That's another good one. Amy used to be a nurse and can deal with anything. Well, he's fitting to test that theory. Yeah, Ava cracks me up too. She's hilarious. I don't know where she gets it from. BD Studios. Yeah. Live stream time is not drum time. Bong. Classic. D Truth is with us again and says, are you going to go 360 LA Magnum? We are probably just going to autopsy the 318. Hopefully just do the head gasket. Pretty sure that's what it is. Obviously, I was kind of worrying that it may be worse on the road there, but I'm fairly sure it's just the head gasket. So we'll get in there. We'll make sure everything looks good. The engine was not rebuilt when he did that. It was a used engine. It's kind of the one thing he didn't do. You notice it looked really good, at least before the trip, because he detailed all the top end stuff, the accessory stuff, and all that. But the block and the heads were never painted. So we'll be touching that up some, making it look a little bit better. And obviously we are going to make sure it's all good. Oh, Somewhat Fast is getting off. See you later, Somewhat Fast. Thanks for being here. Appreciate that. You might not have even caught me responding to your comments. That's unfortunate. But thanks for joining us anyway. Functional History says, wrong color red. Pretty handy with a rattle can. Me too, actually. It's supposed to be just a shade darker. It's very close. It's not this dark. And funny thing is, this color red with a black interior and a black top is what I always wanted on a 68, which is why that 69, excuse me, I just inhaled my own saliva. That's why that 69 in that purple color is like, oh, that's almost it. But the car I have now is almost it, and it's the right year, and it's a big block, and it's not like it's not a nice car. It's a pretty nice car. So yeah, someday it will get repainted to the correct shade. For your purposes, you're going to be really close. I can, somewhere in there, you'll be just fine. It's not going to be a major change. And it's going to keep the stripe. Although, damn it. I have the brochures are in another room, or I'd show you that. There's one just like mine in the 68 Charger brochure, the big one. And it's got a white stripe to match the top and interior. And I didn't think I was going to like the white stripe on that red, but I really do. So someday, might have to white the stripe. Don't worry about that. That's fine. If it happens, it's years from now. Somewhat Fast, who has, of course, now left us, also said flat black the Charger, put a skull on the hood, the skull and cross bolts, and a duck hood ornament. I can't tell you how upset I was when I learned that the duck hood ornament was over $100 when I was a teenager after I first saw that movie. I've never done the hood treatment because I've never had a Charger or a Nova to do it correctly. But I did used to have the skull and cross bolts decal, the biggest one I could find, in the back window of my flat black 70 Swinger. And I loved it. Griffin Lloyd wants to know, planning on painting my 67 Belvedere dash this winter. I think you have to take the glass out to get the dash out. Do I need to have that done professionally, or can I take the glass out myself? That's kind of up to you. I mean, you could probably take it out if you're careful. Putting it back in might be challenging. So you might contact a glass shop for that. Again, it's kind of up to you. You're probably going to ruin the gasket when you do it. Not much chance of saving it. Good chance it's dry rotted anyway. So I would plan on doing a new gasket, ideally new glass. And 67B, no, it's still metal. Yeah, 67A is the rubber style with the lock strip, but you're still chrome trim. So, yeah, the lock strip ones are easy enough to do. I've never done one of those successfully. I've tried. You might be able to take it out, especially if you're going to just replace the glass and the rubber. Take it out, no problem, and then find a glass shop to do it. That would be my recommendation. Not saying you can't do it, but it is challenging. OGDC, on the road trip, did you mention what gear ratio the 69 Charger has? Just wondering. I thought I did, but I may not have. It's 276. People were saying it needs an overdrive and what have you. Well, it's got 276 gears. It's already kind of a high-speed cruiser. So, Guts and Glory says, never sell the 68 unless it's to me. You go away. No, don't open that door. It's going to hit stuff. Hi. Go through the normal door, boy. Jeez, so many children. Never sell the 68. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to. It was a thought. But here's what happened. I filmed the ending of the video. I got home from the road trip. I passed out for a day and a half. I was just thinking about the car and how great it drove and all that. And it's right for engine, and all that stuff. And it's got air conditioning. And I went back to Rocket. I filmed ending of the video. Then I got home, and the next morning I walked out in the shop, looked at my car, and went, nah, I'm good. The 69 is great, but yeah, the 68 is the one for me. Oh, unless it's to me. Rooster already called dibs on it pretty hard, so that's interesting. Robert Hill, the other Robert Hill, says that road trip video was great. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, the drums will definitely piss Donnie's dogs off. All Classics Restoration. Love the 68s. Those round taillights are gorgeous. Yes, they're magnificent. Too bad I'm so far from you. I'd help out with the bodywork. Well, dang it. I appreciate the sentiment, though. I'm sure we have resources. Functional History says, I figure by the time Jamie gets to this comment, his diecast will be here. Kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, you're not far off. 7 Ted Cap says, is it true Chrysler made a version of the 727 for the Slant 6? Yes. For fleet and taxi service. I'm not so sure about that, but it could be had in pickup trucks. There were no 904s in pickup trucks in many years, so they were all 727s. What is going on, Jeezy?
What do you mean?
Oh, everything here is perfectly normal and fine.
I always look like this.
What's going on with...
He's like that.
Yeah, I see that. What's up? Colin's here.
It's hard to read like this.
Well, yeah. Yeah, and Robert Hill said yes, and in trucks too. Yes. If they were in fleet vehicles, I don't know anything about that. I know they were in trucks. I think I've seen one ever total. This guy's going to be on the channel more. He actually filmed a whole video without me. It's interesting. We did another one. Donnie says you're broken.
No, I always look like this.
Yeah, it's normal. I mean, the eyes are the right color.
I just hide it well.
What? Don't. Oh, Donnie says, and I'm the weird guy.
I mean, your words, not ours.
Yeah. But yes, anyway, yes. Slant 6 727s definitely exist.
Yeah.
And all classics, the round lights and the open grill are what make the 68 the best.
People use automatic transmissions?
Sometimes. Dave wants to know, what was your decision process when thinking about splitting the road trip video into two versus keeping it as one long video? Decision process. Could be a good idea. There's going to be a lot in this. One makes the most sense. It's just action-packed. There's so much good stuff in there. People will stick around, maybe, if they know what's coming. Not sure. Especially the failure toward the end of the video. That's great. Again, lots and lots of channels do long-form videos like that. I thought it made just as much sense. Diminishing returns. I knew there was a big opportunity for the one video to get tons and tons of views, but a follow-up may not have gotten that. Also, it says 2,400 miles in the title. If I had broken it up into multiple videos, I couldn't have said that. And that number is what gives it the appeal. It's like, are you nuts? Yes. So that's a big part of what draws people in, which is cool. And I know of one other guy that drove a Charger that far across the country. I can't find his video anymore. I think he took down his channel, which is unfortunate. But most of the road trips you see are not 2,400 miles. And they are not in an unknown car that someone just jumped in and hit the road. So I thought the real appeal would be seeing that and seeing if I could pull it off. And by George, I almost did. So yeah, I just decided it made the most sense to do it that way. And I think it was the right call. Because again, day and a half, you good boy? Don't be dying on my drum set. We're almost at 11,000 views. Last I checked, that's again, I think, 11,000. That's the best video ever, I think. So, I think I made the right call, and hopefully it goes on to get millions of views, and I'll rake in the bucks and millions. The other thing is longer form videos pay much better, and that's not my main focus on the channel, but it's true. It pays. I've made $100 on it in a day. It's pretty cool. I am not going to complain about that. So, yeah. Danberg says, would you do it again even with hassle? Yes, absolutely. I would hope for more hassle for better videos. I 100% plan to do more of that type. So I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know what car, I have no idea. I mentioned Steve Ash, so he dropped into the comments. But yeah, 100%. I will definitely be doing more dumb stuff in the future. I kind of live for it. Pesky Citizen Chris wants to know. Hey, we already said it was a no drum live stream. I know you missed out on that, but. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, he's got his shields up. Pesky Citizen Chris wants to know. DDG, how does a Mopar sure grip actually work?
Magic.
I don't know.
Science.
Science.
We don't know.
How does positive traction on a
It just does. Son of a. Anyway. Sometimes there are clutches, sometimes there are cones. The cones ride on a thingy and create the stuff, and then the clutches and the springy doos, and then they do the other stuff, and then it links the two, and then but then it can still, and then yeah, that's how it does stuff. Magic. I mean, any limited slip is just an extra means of connecting the two sides directly. Through the spider gears, you're able to spin one gear on one side instead of getting traction to both. So a limited slip limits the amount of slip between the two sides, and it works via magic. And there are all kinds of different types. But yeah, the two major Chrysler ones are the clutch pack and cone. I don't really understand how the cones work. I did see a diagram that kind of made sense, but anyway, whatever. It's all ancient Chinese voodoo. So let's stick with the real answer, which is it just does. Robert Hill wants to know. Tech question. Big block guy going small block. LA heads on a 5.9 Magnum. Yeah, but why? Because the Magnum heads are just, they're the best part. Well, maybe the second best part behind the roller cam, but you want the Magnum heads, and there are intakes available. Yes, the Magnum heads are often cracked. I run them anyway. I don't care. If the crack ever opens up into water or takes away an appreciable amount of compression, fine. Throw it away. Get reproduction ones. No problem. Engine Quest. But yeah, the Magnum heads are just great. So to me, there is no point in doing that. In fact, sooner I would go the other way. The 360 LA roller cam engine in the 67, the Llama Barn Valiant, for now, until it gets ripped out and put in a Fury, is exactly that. It's an LA roller 360 with Magnum heads. You can do, if you have a super great set, we've talked about this in the live before. If you have a super great set of LA heads and you want to run them, okay, fine. It can be done. The oiling is going to be a problem. The first couple years of Magnum blocks do have the oil passage drilled in the deck. That's 92 and a 5.2, 93, 4, 5. I've seen as late as 95 that still have the oil hole. Could be even later, don't know. But yeah, you're not going to have that on a later Magnum, so you're going to have a problem. You're going to have to figure out how to oil it. Oil through push rods like factory on the Magnum are one option. I don't know if that works as well as the shaft oiling. I really can't tell you that. It might work, but yeah, or an external oil line to get to the shaft. There are ways of dealing with it. But if I'm doing Magnum, I'm doing Magnum heads. That's really kind of where the magic is at in that engine. Functional histories can't stand my garbage can Barracuda friggin' front end. Yeah, it's a weird one. Wait, I'm confused. Did I see somewhat fast? He said hello, and then he said getting out. Okay. I'm that far behind. Nice. Yeah, my Barracuda has a dart nose, and it is a problem for a diecast guy because that does not exist. And 66 dart diecast, I don't think exists either. So good luck, buddy. It's not, first off, I didn't build it. I kind of like the Plymouth nose myself, but the car just kind of has to stay how it is at this point. Second off, I didn't, it wasn't my idea. Sorry. Anyway, it wasn't my idea that you do that. I mean, Robert Hill says, yes, the junkyards are full of 5.9 Magnums around here and cheap. Awesome. I could get them for $400 to $600 or less if I'm lucky. And yeah, highly recommend. Again, I'm going to run it all. I'm going to run the heads. I like the EFI too, but that probably isn't what you're going for in muscle car world. Sometimes it is. Rick, I know nothing about Clay Smith cams. I've never used one. Can't tell you. Dan Berg still thinks I should build up a Dodge Colt or Omni. I don't know why. I'm not I'm not about that. GLHS would be cool. I want a Turbo K car. Someday I'll do that, but until that time, none of those time period Mopars really interest me. The Charger, Daytona, Challenger, whatever the hell they called that thing, that's kind of cool. Functional History says, my Petty Superbird is better. White letter tires, proper interior. I even 3D printed Richard in the driver's seat. Well, it's not a competition, but fine. I'll keep mine then. You know, you just be that way. I've had this quite a while. And it's sat in the sun long enough, the box is deteriorating, which is unfortunate. But not surprising. YT Viewers with us again says, if these cross-country trips become a repeating thing, you could put together an index of who's where in case of breakdown stops needed. Already have one. But yeah, I need to do up a map. I need a DDG a support group map. West Coast and 90 we have pretty well covered. Out there in the middle, I'm not so sure. Florida, obviously, but that's quite a ways. So yeah, someone fast said hello, and then I saw all of his comments, and then he peaced out. So I don't know how I saw his other comments before the hello. Not sure how that works, but it does. We did have 101 people, which was awesome. I believe I saw a high of 105. So thanks everybody for being here. And if you haven't liked the stream, please do. What? Oh, I don't know that. Which one? What is that? I'm assuming that's a lyric, but I'm not sure which. Someone fast almost got a cougar once too. You know, my wife's a few years older than me. There were a lot of jokes about that when I was a teenager. She was not. Tony Sears says, when are you going to do your Turbo Slant 6 build? I need to grab a spare exhaust manifold and get that part of it worked out. I'm working on emptying my storage unit. I'm going to bring my spare slant home, set it up so I can mock all the parts up on that. I think that kind of makes the most sense. I do have the Volare, of course. I don't really want to break the Volare until I'm ready to do this. I'd like to figure out what's wrong with that engine, since it's apparently the last one I've got to put a turbo on, the last vehicle, running slant vehicle in anyway. I need to fix the engine. So that's going to be part of the program there. When? I don't know. I'm hoping this winter. I really want to start putting parts on. But yeah, I kind of switched gears. I wasn't going to do the Volare. I was going to do the Barracuda. Then I traded the Barracuda. So now I'm doing the Volare. Down the line, I'm just trying to develop the setup right now. And I am very much not against it's the off-road runner. I'm going to put it in the Volare, but someday I'll probably put it in something else. So someone told me about this. I hadn't seen the ad, but it's still listed. Fred Williams, off-road runner from Dirt Every Day, is listed for sale for $35,000. It's a V8 Cummins from a Nissan and an automatic, and I really like it. I had an idea very much like that, but he beat me to it. Anyway, Tony, I don't know when. It's still coming. I have all the stuff. It's going to be on the Volare, at least for now. I have a better... Oh, okay. So there's another aspect to this. There's a Scamp I want to get. Not really in the budget right now. I was going to sell the Power Wagon, and I decided I didn't want to. But if I did that, I could buy the Scamp. The Scamp's already got Dutra duals. It's already well on its way to be a turbo car, and it would be much easier to engineer the exhaust side with that setup. Just a chunk of tube and 3 flanges. But that hasn't happened yet. So I did kind of pump the brakes waiting for that. I think I'm just going to push forward with a manifold mounting it, and we'll see how it goes. Steve Ash dropped in and said, I fear that if I ever stay in Indiana, I will be arrested. No sense of humor concerning street racing there. That is unfortunate. Rooster says, my very first funny car was a Mercury Cougar called the Finagler. Hillborn 8-barrel injected 302. Nice. Scary ride. I sold it. Functional Histories is going to listen while I work on a certain 73 Roadrunner. Well, we can't call it a Roadrunner. For a silly Florida guy. Decals are a nightmare if you can't use your hands. Well, you need your hands. Good luck on that one. Can't wait. Again, if you haven't checked out Functional History's channel, you should do that. His videos are cool. His builds are cool. I believe he just passed 1,000 subs. It's worth checking him out. He's got all kinds of cool builds going on for different channels. There's a lot to see there. He just did a charger. No relation, but he did just do a charger video, and I really enjoyed it. C Story, which I have to figure out how to pronounce correctly again, is here and says, Jamie, good evening, sir. Good evening. How you doing? Lado's Law. Okay. There are so many. All right. That name sounds familiar. Yeah. I've seen this channel. Yeah, I've seen this channel. Yep. He's big on, yeah, the car law stuff. I think it was his channel that I saw on the Vermont loophole being closed. Oh, Stacy's off to work in the garage. Have fun, Stacy. Best of luck. Joel Shooter, gotta love the desert. It's time to get the whip out. Killer nights, excellent days, stuff to drive up. Yep, I'm a fan. We're kind of heading to a deserty part next week. Not for any car purpose. We're going in the camper. Stage Zero Jason says, last week's live stream was off the hook. I dropped off early, but saw your thumbnail for it the next day and saw the extra gas. Yeah, if you somehow don't know, Uncle Tony was in the live stream last week, which was awesome. He's been saying we were going to do one together, and Tom was on as well. And Tony just happened to drop in the comments, and Tom basically goaded him into coming on the live. So yeah. Michael Furlan is here and wants to know, hi, Jamie, is Tom happy? Yes, Tom is happy, except that I ruined the radiator. But the thing is, it was actually a C-body tank on that thing anyway, so it was technically not right. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all, but it's getting recorded now. So it's going to have a very nice factory numbers, fresh radiator that goes in. We're going to do the head gasket. Pretty sure that's all it is. It's a head gasket, so we'll figure that out. If we have to do more, we'll do more. You know, it's not a big deal. Obviously, the engine had been left alone until now, so we'll see what's in there. I'm not worried. But yeah, we're doing that, and then obviously the other things we already knew about, we'll deal with those. But yeah, Tom's very happy with the car. He's only a little irritated that I went out of budget on travel expenses. But yeah, we're all very, very impressed with it. So thanks again. What? Somewhat Fast got a duckhood ornament off Amazon for $20. I'll give you $40 right now. Danberg says, that looks like my first and only charger I had when I'm 16. I'm 63 now. Wish I had it, but she died of cancer. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Malik wants to know, what's the chance to see some Poly 318 action sometime? The chances are good. You all may remember I have a 64 Power Wagon, Poly 318 4-speed. I got the parts to fix it and just got dragged off on 8 million other things. I need to hone the block and shove in some new rings and pistons, put the heads back on. I need a gasket kit still. Haven't gotten that together. But yeah, that is coming. And that obviously just a stock engine, nothing special. But at least it'll be some poly stuff. Down the line, I am completely intent on doing a performance poly. I don't know when. And the other thing is I don't have a car for it or even a good truck. I don't really have a good receptacle to place a hot rodded poly in. That'll change someday, I'm sure. But right now I don't have anything. My friend Mitchell, an enabler, he was saying we should do a supercharged poly, which I thought would be really cool. But again, we don't really have a project to put it in. We don't have a purpose for doing that. I do have a core engine. That's all I have. So obviously we'd have to procure a lot of stuff to make that happen. So yeah, someday there will definitely be poly stuff, first in stock form and eventually a performance one. I do want to do that, but I can't say when. Can't say when at all. I hope to have a video out on the 64 Power Wagon. I just realized like the other night, holy crap, I forgot all about that. I haven't gotten to it, and I haven't even put one video out because I've done a lot of project videos where it's like, okay, well, I got to this point. Now we'll kick it down the road. I wanted that to be start to finish, broken engine, non-running, truck sitting for years and years to running and moving. I wanted to do it that way, however many hours it took. I wanted to make that happen. And so I decided against releasing a shortened, beginning of the project. I almost did that a month or 3 ago, and I just decided to stick with it. But yeah, anyway, Polly's will be coming. Tulsa wants to know, beside the look, is buying a 68 to 70 Charger worth it? That really depends on your definition of worth it. The look obviously is the important part. They're nice riding, nice driving cars, but there are plenty of those in the universe. A Nissan Maxima is faster than your average 68 to 70 Charger. They're terrible at high speed. They're really heavy. Fuel economy is not something they do. They rust for fun. They're not necessarily the best built cars. Not that any classic Chrysler is. The look of that car is just phenomenal. They knocked it out of the park with that one. And yeah, that is obviously the main appeal. Is it worth it? Well, from another standpoint, it's a good place to put some money right now because they are worth a lot. If you can buy one cheap and sell it high, good way to make money, I guess. Personally, that's not what I like to do with cars. I'll use them as savings accounts, but I've never set out to like make big money on one. Is it worth it? I mean, I don't think $50,000 brand new car versus $50,000 50-year-old Charger. It's 100% different, but the feeling you get driving the Charger might be priceless. I love it. I could have bought a Hellcat when I bought mine. I didn't. I wouldn't have. I'm happy with my purchase. And again, obviously, the look is what really makes it what it is. They're amazing, but yeah, they're good for other reasons. But that's the important part. Idaho Lyman made it. I'll have to watch the whole live stream later. Just hauled the corn at home this weekend. Great road trip video, by the way. Thank you very much. Thanks for dropping in. And we'll see you in the rerun. My Brewster says my brother and Bigfoot are the missing link. Bell James says you can always use cutting floor scraps for fill-in future 69 Charger episodes. I can, but the thing is, anything really good made it to the video, and I always plan to do that, and then I just don't. The other problem is, and it kind of sucks, I have clips that I've saved over the years, but most of them now I'm just deleting. I can always go back and get them off YouTube, but sometimes there's music, sometimes the way they're trimmed, it makes it difficult. There's that. But anyway, so it kind of sucks because of my space problems. I'm not keeping the clips around anymore. If there's something really great that I think is hilarious and awesome, I might save it, but usually that stuff is gone. I'm not keeping it around. I don't have the storage space. I've filled up my laptop 3 times now. I've filled up my phone more times than I can count. So yeah. Gary Hager says, I drove my 69 Dodge Charger 500 to the Talladega Winged Car Meet at Talladega in 2019. Put 7,000 miles on it in 3 weeks. No breakdowns with functional air conditioning. Well, you don't have to rub it in. Gary's car is awesome. I did show it briefly in the Graham show. The car show my brother and I drove through in the Charger and the Valiant. I showed his 500 briefly. I have long planned to do a video on his car. I've shown it twice now, I guess. And I want to put that next to a normal Charger so I can do a breakdown of, what's what. But I haven't gotten to do that. You tell him, DDG. I don't know who we were telling. Functional History says our 1,000 sub special is shaping up to be our first long form. It's been a nightmare so far, but it's going to be slick. Nice. Cool. I remember my 1,000 sub special. No one watched it. I did a 2,000, which was much funnier. If you don't know anything about my background or have questions about who I am, go watch the 1,000 sub special and then the 2,000 sub special, and you'll learn everything you need to know. Yeah, I cover why Mopars, how cars, and why I'm doing what I'm doing, kind of, I think. All the important stuff is there. Yeah, no one watched the 1,000. No one watched the 2,000. I did the 10,000, which was actually 11,000 because that happened in 5 days, which was crazy. I'm at 16,200 something now. So it's 290 actually. 291, excuse me. And counting. So yeah, even the 10,000, 11,000 special, it did a whole lot better than the first two, but it didn't do great. I don't know why. No one cares. It's fine. It is what it is. Lovejoy went to bed a bit ago because 5 a.m. comes early. Sure does. Take it easy. Donnie claims to have been heading to bed as well, but I think we all know that we'll see him later in the comments. I decided I don't want to contribute to society tomorrow. I want to stay home in bed. All right, good night, all. Night, Donnie. But he's still here. Robert Hill says, how about coming to Florida and driving back a 63 Valiant wagon with the 3 on the tree 170? My email address is jamienoise@gmail.com. Tulsa wants, and that's Jamie Noise, JAMIENOISE @gmail.com. Have your people call my people. Tulsa wants to know, ever going to grow the beard back? I'm growing it back right now. Look at that. And by growing it back, I mean I'm too lazy to shave. Note, I still have a bald spot. I shaved the night before I went on the Chicago trip. I haven't had care to shave. It's itchy now, which I don't like. I don't know. I'm considering getting rid of it. Once it gets past that point, who cares? I don't know. Anyway, I think it's coming back in a big way. We'll see. I don't think I'm ever going to grow it down to here again. Maybe. We'll see. But it's getting to be cold, rainy season, so I need something to keep my chin warm. Dan Berg says, if you want a co-pilot when you do, I'll volunteer to go to New York. I'll volunteer to go into New York second. Well, I will keep that in mind. Joel Shooter says, now you have a reason to come down to the rust-free desert. I got all kinds of reasons to go down to the rust-free desert. There's cool stuff everywhere. Vince Renter dropped in and said hello from New Jersey. How's it going, Vince? Welcome to the Dead Dodge Garage Super Boring Sunday Special. Super Boring Sunday Streaming Extravaganza, whatever it's called. I could never remember. Ice pick in the forehead. Is that for me? I need it. Or is that another reference? Probably yes. You can't use a limited slip. Every Mopar muscle car needs a spool. You tell him, man. We did that. D-Truth wants to know, what's the largest cam you would run a stock 360 Magnum with kegger intake? I don't know the specs. I actually have one in a box. Mopar 5.9 Magnum EFI cam. EFI cam. Let's see what we got. Do we have the EFI cam? Where's the EFI cam? Cam for the Ram, 360 Magnum cam. Cam kits, what type of cam? Stock EFI. This has the manifolds done at 3,500. I think it's a little higher than that. Not much, but yeah, fuel cuts at 5. You really don't need a huge one. This guy says off-the-shelf grind. Comp 206, 210 works well. Don't have the lift spec, but it's not going to be very big. Give me some specs, people. Rams 95. Comp cam. Basic operating range 800 to 5,000 RPM. Duration at 50. 205 intake, 210 exhaust. Okay, this is that same comp cam. And it's a roller, so it's probably fine. Advertised is 262, 264 with a 1.5 rocker. Oh, 485/12. Is that okay? Aftermarket computer, and you have to change the springs. That's, yeah, I don't think that's going to jive with the factory computer. That's a lot. Wouldn't do that. Yeah, it seems a little big. Yeah, I don't really know how much the computer will take. People are all saying run this cam. It's designed for EFI, but you need valve springs and a tune. So I think that is the one. Comp XR 265. Where are the specs on that? Yeah, I just don't know. This is nothing I've done. I have one in a box. This is something that I'm going to be covering soon. We just randomly, Mitchell, one of my biggest, what's the word? Enablers. Just picked up a little short bed truck. We're going to do a 360. We're going to keep, we might keep the kegger, or he might buy the M1 style manifold. We'll see. We're going to do a cam. We're going to do headers. We're going to do a mild performance build on an EFI Magnum, which is something I've never done. It's something I said I had very little interest in doing, but we're going to do it. Avon dropped in right on time as usual, although that was a bit ago. Hey, hi, howdy. How's it going, Avon? What's new in your world? Rodney Brand says, hey, buddy, glad you got the Charger home. A 383 would be right at home in this one. You're right, but we'd have to have all the hardware to make it right. And the problem for me is I already have a numbers matching 383 car. I said that earlier in the live, good bit earlier. Several commenters said the same thing. And I agree. I love a 383 and a B body. I really do. It's my favorite Mopar engine, the 383. But why would I do all that work when I already have it? I already have a numbers matching under 100,000 mile 383 car in the garage right now. So yeah, that one to me just screams keep it small block. All the bits are there. The air conditioning is there. It's all new, or almost all new. It just makes the most sense. Who are the brain police? You call yourself a Zappa fan. The shame. All right, listen. I haven't yet celebrated his entire catalog. It's in there somewhere. That might be an approximation. God, I swear I used to know how to play that. I know a few. Charlie Hrabsky says, Z4th. I don't know what that means. Robert Hill says, thank you on the Magnum head question. It's the intake that is the concern. My boy has ported J heads and a tunnel ram. I understand. That makes sense. It can work. If it's an early Magnum block, great. No problem. You might be better off with a roller LA block. The other thing you can do, just ask Dan Tupper. He actually owns the kit that does this. You can drill or buy Magnum heads with the LA intake pattern. So yeah, that's an option too. Works really well. But yeah, if you already have the J's, I could definitely see trying to make that work. Christy wants to know, that is a great question. Is the wife jealous of the Google Maps girl? I don't think so. She doesn't have much to be jealous of. That gal just annoys me. Interrupts my train of thought all the time. Yeah, I'm not the greatest number one Zappa fan. Listen, it's fine. Do not forget to like the stream. Please do that because it helps me out in my quest for global domination. And if you somehow don't know this, hair's getting really out of control. DeadDodgeGarage.com. I sell really nice hats and t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, etc. So please check it out. Buy early, buy often, etc. Fitz and I thank you very much. Muffin Man, yes, indeed. I don't know what Carolina Hardcore Ecstasy is, so no. Timothy Russell says, hello, DDG. Love that 69 Charger video. What was the response on selling the 68 for the 69? Overwhelmingly keep the 68. There were a good few in the get the 69 camp, but I'd say it's 75-25, if not 80-20 for keep the 68. And that's good because that's the decision I'd already arrived at. I thought about it for a minute there, that I love the color. I love the interior. I love the way that Mike put it together. I like the car. I like how it drives. It's really cool. And I'd love to do a small block. I'm building a brand new 360 right now that would be perfect for it. But yeah, I don't need that. And I have a numbers matching 383 car. So, and it's a 68, which is really at the end of the day, it's the one I always wanted. It's the car of my dreams. I own it. I need to just be happy with that. There was a large contingency that said, buy both, keep both, as if I could afford that. Yeah. Functional History says, I've been debating about whether or not to ask about the Volare as well. That was my very first car. My beloved grandmother gave it to me. A lot of memories involved in that car. I want the Volare bad. I has to have it. The precious. Nasty, nasty Jamie says, it has the precious. I would sell that car for $800 and I'm happy to ship it. I'll find another Slant 6. It's not that good, but I do have a Roadrunner spoiler for it, so. Richard Robbins is here and says, a machinist friend made me new star wheels for my 66 D100 door latches. Do you know if the same style latches were used on the cars? I believe they are the same. They look very similar, the star wheel things. I think so. I'm not saying 100%, but I am fairly sure. Now I got to think about that. No? Crap, I don't know. I'd hate to be wrong. I've been wrong before. But let's see if I could find a picture. Door catch. Weird. No, the design on it looks similar, but yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. No, that is different. Yeah, similar, not the same. The Mopar one, or the car one, it has that shape. This is actually on a plate. So it's like that part looks the same, but it's not. It's not the same part. No. Functionally equivalent, not the same part. The star wheel might be, but I don't know. Same idea, not the same part. Avon loves Leto's Law. Great channel. Yeah, I've seen it a couple times. I've seen a couple of his videos pop up. And Robert Hill says he used to write for Mopar Muscle and is a huge Mopar nut. Nice. Tony Sears says 8 pounds of boost will lift the head on a Slant 6. Ask me how I know. Don't think I need to, but I'm willing to find out. I would like to learn this the hard way. That's my plan. I want to see what's what. I don't know what any of this means. I have no idea. P38 Chris, finally got around to fixing my defroster in the 64 Dart today. Looking forward to trying to daily drive it until snow. Awesome. Hope it works out. Poodle Bite, Chew, My Dirty Love. I can't play My Dirty Love. I can't, but that's a good one. Tulsa says, thanks for being honest. Yeah, if I don't have my integrity, I have nothing. As we've discussed, I'm here to share the information I have. I do not know everything. I know a good bit, but I don't know everything. Guts and Glory 1 says, great live video. Have to sign off. Keep the videos rolling. Cheers, all. Thanks for being here, Guts and Glory. That obviously was a while ago, so he's no longer with us, but thanks for dropping in. We appreciate that. Oh, I just noticed there's music stuff happening in the picture. Bell James says, used to love Roadkill when Finn and Fry went around reviving junkyard finds. They lost me when they started hopping everything up. Well, things happen. They still work on junk sometimes, though, and that's the thing. Like, people got all up in arms when they got, you know, the big Dodge deal or whatever and ruined the show. Well, sometimes they still do the same thing they used to do. So I still enjoy watching it. You know, nothing can stay the same forever, and it's the same thing with Derek. Everyone's raging at Derek because his show changed because he's got money and he's doing these big events and stuff. And like, it's hard to be mad at him for that, I think, you know. And again, I still watch. Not every channel changes over time or, you know, gets fancier and higher dollar. And let us all be thankful for the ones that don't. You know who you are. Might be creeping in the comments right now. Don't know. P38 Chris says, my friend and I are just happy to have 16 subs. Yeah. I mean, when I had my music channel, it was about that. Yeah, I didn't know how well I would do at this. Oh, I found the extra corn dog. It's not lost. It's right where I thought it was. I didn't really know how this was going to go. I've always known that I am funny, and I thought I was, helpful enough and knew enough to be successful in this and be entertaining and informative. And that's really my goal. And I try to do a good mix of that. I never expected to get to 16,000, really. I thought I could make 500. I thought that was an achievable goal. And I've just kept doing it. I said when I started the channel, I was going to do it till I got bored. I have not gotten bored. So here we are. If I get bored someday and I no longer believe in what I'm doing or no longer believe that I can make good stuff, I'm out of here, guy. But I'm having fun. The people seem to appreciate it. I get less and less criticism and more positive support. So I think I've figured out what works pretty well. Yeah. Aaron Lutz is here again. Good evening, Jamie and the group. Good evening, Aaron. How's it going there? Robert Hill will hit me up on the Messenger or the FaceTubes. You can do that too. That's fine. FaceTubes, Messenger for the channel. Instagram works. Email. That's my personal email, so it goes right to my phone. I check it all the time. Sometimes it takes a while to see them when they're on the FaceTubes or whatever, but yeah, no problem. Get a hold of me. I'd love to know details. Balak said that. Still not sure what that's in reference to. Possibly never will, but we'll see. Patrick Kelly has a tech question. I have a 68 Sports Satellite with a 68 440. Car was revived by a Shade Tree Chevy mechanic. He installed an HEI distributor system. I'm not sure it's wired correctly. Remove it? MSD? If it's not wired correctly, then it won't run. You should have no ballast resistor. The ballast resistor should be bridged, and you should effectively the power from the brown wire and the blue wire are reaching the trigger, the power side of that HEI system. They're really good. I don't like the look of them, but they work pretty well. Donnie just put one in his not Roadrunner, and he was amazed by how nicely it ran. So it would be hard for me to tell you to throw that away. I like stock appearing. That's what I go for. I'll do the HEI modules, and I've had decent luck with that until they die, which seems to be becoming even more of an issue lately. But yeah, if it's there and it works, I don't know that I'd just throw it away. MSD is great. It's also really expensive. So that's why another reason why I like using the stock appearing distributors. It's an electronic distributor. You can trigger an MSD box with it. You can trigger an HEI module with it. It's pretty cool that way. So yeah, your call, dealer's choice. MSD is great. If the HEI is there and it is working, I don't know that I'd throw it away. It can work very well. Stage 0 Jason says, I've hit 355 subs, but have a long Riata video coming and then Cougar stuff. No Mopar probably till next spring. I tend to lose a sub or two with my non-Mopar stuff. Isn't that interesting? If I have anything to do with that, I apologize for helping to shoehorn you into Mopar land. Your channel is one of several that I did, shared stuff, and obviously you bought a truck from me, and some of my people, I think, went over there, and my people are pretty hardcore Mopar. That's what I've learned. When I try to do different things, it doesn't do very well. So I've honed pretty well in on what I need to be doing. And as you guys can see, the channel's continuing to grow, so I guess I'm doing all right. That is not to say I will never do non-Mopar stuff. I plan to do non-Mopar stuff. As mentioned a bit ago, I have 2 non-Mopar videos right now that I just need to finish. But very badly on both, in fact. They're both 64 non-Mopar sedans. And one of them's a 4-door hardtop. Anyway, yeah, and I don't know that they'll do well, but I'm still going to do it. I'd love to have a broader audience. That's what I would like. But my crowd is Mopar people. Danberg says, with the imagination you have, as many cars you have, you should grab body panels, doors, etc., and make one car. I don't have time for stuff like that. I've talked about this before. I specifically look for cars that are almost running, that I can get running, that don't need very much. I look for whole bodies, buildable projects, that kind of thing. I'm not going for ground up builds. I can't do that. It takes forever. Fixing one engine takes me long enough. So I'm not planning to do that. Now, someday, I can't say that this will happen, let alone on the channel. Someday, I want to hand build a car body. I want to do bucks. I want to do a hand-built body. My vision is something like a Cobra. Obviously, I'd have to put my own spin on that because I don't just want to copy someone else. But someday I'm going to do that.
Dad,
yes, dear.
there's a giant on our ceiling.
A giant on our ceiling?
Yes.
A giant what?
Spider.
Oh, a giant spider on our ceiling. That's not good. Okay, bye.
Bye.
I've got about 10 minutes. Don't drop that. I got about 10 minutes left here. I am going to try and get to all of the comments. Oh, Tony Sears, yes, you're going to like the Studebaker video if you like Studebakers. It's coming. I really need to get that done. It's been like home stretch and the crap hit the fan again like 5 times. Just keeps happening. Tumbleweed77 says, you and Uncle Tony should coordinate your chats. I like watching both of you. Yes, we're going to do that more, as I understand. He's a big fan of me, apparently. I'm a big fan of him. We have pretty compatible personalities. I'm going to assume you may have seen the live we did together from a week ago today. If you haven't, go check it out. He just randomly, unplanned, dropped into the last half of my Sunday live. Tom was here as well. Tom became a captive audience. That was pretty fun for me. Sorry, Tom. Anyway, it was really cool. It was good talking to him. And obviously, we had a lot to talk about, and we could do that for hours. It was almost a 3-hour live stream, which was cool. There will definitely be more collaboration between me and Tony in the future, which I am quite excited about. Pesky Citizen Chris wants to know, what are your thoughts on the lunchbox lockers on the 8 3/4 rear end? I've never done one in an 8 3/4. In fact, I've never done one, period. I'm about to do one in a Jeep, so we'll see how that goes. They're supposed to work pretty well, but again, it's nothing I have experience with. So I'm going to say fine, probably. Rich Jordan says, Odie transfer the Charger. With faster rear gears, you'll get the car uphill better. Yeah, of course. Odie kill switch. Won't need bigger engine for that purpose, but still do the flats at 80 plus and low revs. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know that. I said that in a comment response to whoever told me to do that. It's got highway gears now, so it cruises well, but having the overdrive does open up the option of putting in a more aggressive gear for better takeoff and passing and all that. Absolutely. Yep, you're totally right. When I did overdrive in my 66 Charger, I still had the 323 rear gear. And I had intentions of looking for a 355 or a 373. But man, in the overdrive, it just like idled down the road, and it was so happy. So I don't know that I even would have done that. But 2 7s with overdrive, especially the short tires, it's not going to work very well. Avon is heading to LA on Thursday. Going to be a fun time. Awesome. I haven't been there in 8 or 9 years. I used to go there every year or two, but I don't have to do that anymore because she's here. Anyway, the Muffin Man. Girl, you thought he was a man, but he was a muffin. Zap is amazing. And so is Dweezil. Ronnie Brand. Oh, I already answered that. No. LOL. Winter Jolt dropped in and said, good evening. Just jumped in after practicing hacking on a computer lab I built. Love the content. Awesome. Sounds like a party. And thank you very much. Jill Shooter says, great googly moogly. It's terrifying. Frank Zappa does. Yeah, does. The other DDG said, I think it's time to blow the scene. Gotta get everybody and their stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Hold on. Whatever. I think we did this before. Was that when you were live we were talking about it? I think so. Because you were like, oh man, I'll go get my bass. I said, I wonder what's the shoes for. All right. That didn't pull up anything. All right. I don't know what song that is either, but I tried. Tumbleweed77 wants to know, when was the last time you've seen a Dodge Aspen RT? One worked at Radio Shack here in town. Or it wasn't even that yet. It was like a Tech Line Electronics, something like that, local electronics store. It was orange. It said Aspen RT on it, and it had rust holes in the middle of the quarter panels. But it was cool, and I always wondered what happened to that car when they were done with it. It was a daily driver. This was, well, I knew what it was, so it must have been 08, 09, somewhere in that range. Mike Hall says, I just got back from Richmond with my new old 65 Dart wagon. Awesome. Both guys that owned it never transferred the title. I got my title back with my name on it. Gee, I've never, ever done that. Functional History says, gotta bail. Editing is impossible when listening. Yes, it really, really is. You just read my precious comment. I'm crying from laughter. God love you. Contact me about the Valari. I'm sure it'll make the 1,800 miles to Ohio. It'll be fine. It's fine. Also, I probably won't be listening to what you replied. So great video. Catch up tomorrow. Congrats on the huge video, man. Woo! All right. My people will call your people, but well, it's on 5 cylinders and the clutch is on its way. But the brakes work. It doesn't have an exhaust system anymore. That might be a problem. Rodney Brand says, good night all from McDonough, Georgia. Yeehaw! Take her easy. Tulsa says, what's your opinion on the 70 Charger? Never heard you mention that year. I like them. Some people prefer that one. I got to get ready for the next one. Oh, I'm in the wrong slide tuning, and I left the capo in the case. Some people prefer the 70. Tom does. I like it. I almost bought one myself before I bought my 68. I once saw a 70 in the color that I love, the dark red, and I thought that was a fantastic vehicle. I don't like that they plasticified the dash. I don't like that they cheapened the interior. I don't like the 70 door panels. I much prefer the 68 seats. I just think 68.9 is a better thing overall. Things were just getting cheap and not so great by 70, but I still think they're a good car. I still like them. I'd love to have one. Where else does it go? That's totally the wrong key. I think it's supposed to be. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, I can't actually sing that. I'm not into that. But it's somewhere around there. It's called Growth. Get down with the get down. It's ice pick to the forehead. Got it. Get down with the get down. Yeah, it's called Growth. It happens. It's kind of part of it. Things can't stay the same forever, but by God, we'll try. Robert Hill says, plus it's racing season in Florida. Let me call him a dude tomorrow. By the way, he is a champion figure 8 racer. Well, cool. Yes, it is a 1961 Hawk, basic Hawk, V8, 5-speed now, 3.7 limited slip now that I installed, 1-piece axle shaft conversion, and a factory type supercharger. That kind of Studebaker. Ralph is with us and says hi from Mopars Unlimited in Tacoma. Good show. Thanks, Ralph. I really think my people are going to be calling your people about your Charger being ready tomorrow, and then we'll figure out pickup from there. I'm hoping the Studebaker is close enough to an honorary Mopar. It's not. But I hope that video does well. I have so much time into that one. It is ridiculous. Night Bell James, take her easy. If it's that easy, take her twice. All that kind of stuff. Name it after me, etc. Ross loves Studebakers too. Nice. Well, you're in luck. Sean Gallagher wants to know, what is the best carb for a 340? I think it's a thermoquad. There are so many options, and they're all there is no such thing. And what kind of party do you want to have? I mean, a double pumper Holly is great for drag racing with a stick, or a humongous stall. Vacuum stick Holly is fine. The Carter is amazing for the street. AVS2 on my 340 worked surprisingly well. I switched to the double pumper Holly. It made literally no difference. It didn't fix what I thought it was going to fix. That wasn't my problem. So yeah, it really depends on what you want to do. The thermoquad's quite good. But yeah, I like a Carter for anything. Carter L Rock, AVS2 is awesome. 340 turns the revs. You might almost use the 850, probably not. The Studebaker blew out freeze plugs. It's still in pieces. There it is. Why is Collins on the ceiling? I don't know. And remember, the only thing worse than a cold toilet seat is a warm toilet seat. Timothy Russell is headed to the duct tape drags this weekend. I am very jealous. Bringing the 70s sports satellite with a 446 barrel. I really want to do duct tape drags some year. I really do. It's within my reach, but again, it's just a long way. There is so much going on. And again, this weekend, birthday stuff. So I knew that wasn't going to happen. Mopar Pollock says, road trip charger motor video next week, or when you get the new motor for the car. Well, again, as mentioned, I think we're just going to pull it apart, see what's what. If it's just a head gasket, we're doing head gaskets. We will re-detail that engine, and it'll stay. Because it was a great engine until that started happening. It was smooth, no noises, just that weird little puff I was hearing, and then it turned into a big puff. It was using a quart of oil over 600 miles, which is like, I don't know, it doesn't seem that bad. Maybe it needs a full reseal. I don't know. Maybe it needs an overhaul, but it wasn't billowing smoke until the stuff hit the fan. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there will be a video. Next week is more likely. I don't think we're getting to it this week. I don't think we're going to have the time. I am still buttoning up the Red 71. That is supposed to be done for a car show coming this next weekend. So I am very much committed to that. I have some things to finish to make that happen, but it has charged air conditioning now. I got to finish the steering column, the metal pieces I'm making, wrap up a video, a few more test miles, and we're pretty much there. So yeah. But again, I wouldn't expect to see a charger engine video. It might be a few weeks. We'll see. The radiator's getting done now. I'm sure that's going to be a week or 3 as well. So Kelly Smith says, damn it. Oh, damn, I forgot. Luckily, I got in time for the guitar. Yeah, some of it. I'll have to figure out something else to play. Maybe a slide song. I've got it in slide tuning, so that seems pretty reasonable. Robert Hill also says, I had a dark red 68 383 4-speed charger rusted to potato chips. Man, mine's just like that, but automatic. White top, white interior. Oh, love it. Another great live. Good night to everyone. Thanks for being here, All Classics, and we'll catch you later. Darren installed a Comp Cam's hydraulic roller cam in an 02 Dodge Ram, 5.9 mag, regular cab short box. Nice. That sounds like a party. John Donati says, good night from the East Coast, Virginia. Have a great week. You too. Thanks for being here. Any sign of the other YouTube guy? Haven't seen him tonight. He might be lurking, but I don't know. He'd hate to wear out his welcome, as if that could ever happen. D-Truth, do you think the Hemi Dart was the fastest 60s car? What was the fastest car you drove? The fastest car I've driven is the 392 third-gen Hemi swapped Challenger. It is insane. It's about 500 horsepower. Absolutely ridiculous. It is faster or feels faster than the original Hemi car I've driven. That's nuts. The Hemi Dart was very fast. I don't know if it was the fastest 60s car. I don't know how to know that. But it's amazing, dominant, and indeed the ultimate. Good night, Tumbleweed. Take it easy. Battlelock wants to know, Stromberg WW or BBD? I don't like the Stromberg. I'm for sure a BBD guy. I can't play that. Probably never will be able to. Muscle Car Mike says, LS engine install soon. Well, not in the 69 Charger. Not in my town. Not on my watch. Mopar Man 67 says, great show, Jay. How difficult is it to perform an old-fashioned valve job? Not super. I mean, lapping them's easy enough. If you want to do like a 3-angle, you need the grinder tool and the correct grinders for your side. I happen to have that. Oh, good. That's good news. Night, Avon. Take it easy. And Ross, take it easy. See you later, Dan. Thanks for being here. Tony Sears says, if you come to South Dakota again, I can show you a Minneapolis Moline tractor with a 446. It's pretty wild. That sounds very wild. Oh, I put it back in normal tuning. I was going to play slide, but now I can't. D-Truth wants to know if I could have any car in the world, what would it be? 1968 Dodge Charger. And if I ever become a rich person, I'll buy a few more. Cool. Sounds good, Robert. Thanks. Good night, Steve. Take it easy. Kelly Smith. Oh, C6 Steve is great. I've only listened to him a little bit, though. But I saw him on Top Gear, which, told me everything I need to know. But that's something. Who said that? Uncle Tony. Yeah, in our live. Started out with nothing, and I've still got most of it. Jamie the Great. Thanks, Steve. Take it easy. Darren installed cam. 265, 273, 506, 506 hydraulic roller. Stock Magnum. Could I have gone bigger before trouble? Not much with everything stock. More guitars means less tuning issues. That's why I've got 4 of them near me right now, but I just have the one electric. Hey, does anyone remember the words to Rumble? I can never remember them. I don't know what it is. I can't. I almost like playing the bass part better. Boom, doo, 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 doo. I could do better. I can do way better. This is awful. There's too many obstacles. I can't. Yeah. I can't play Immigrant Song. I can't help about the shape I'm in. I can't sing, I ain't pretty, and my legs are thin. But don't ask me what I think of you. I might not give you the answer that you want me to. Oh, well. This poor thing doesn't get played much. All right. That's some, oh God, what's his name? Peter Green. Peter Green, the original Fleetwood Mac. If you've never heard the original Fleetwood Mac, I highly recommend it. All right. Yeah, cool. No, I did not see that. Oh, that sounds awesome. LOL. Night Rooster. We'll talk soon, I'm sure. Yeah, try not to get crushed by any semis running reds. That'd be bad. Dan says pretty good. I'm good with that. I can't. Well, I guess it's not that it's hard. It's just I can't do it well. Dan also always liked Link Ray and Dick Dale. Yeah, I'm a fan. I can play exactly one Dick Dale song. Take it easy, YT viewer. Have a great night, great week, and we'll see you later. Is that me? Nice. It's just turtles all the way down. If you haven't hit the like, please do that. Otherwise, thanks. It was gross. Thank you very much, as always, for being here. As you know, I look forward to it all week, and I will continue to do that probably for 2 weeks. Again, likely won't be here next week. We'll be out on some crazy adventure. If somehow I have service and we're not doing anything fun, maybe I'll stream, but probably not. So yeah, take it easy, folks. See you later. Sturgill Simpson, only listen to a little bit. Not a fan yet, but we'll see. All right, I'm out. I'm in. I'm out. Whose kidneys are these? Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here.